Anyways, today I'm going to kind of go into a little bit about how I got into the industry, and then also, you know, how I decided to start my own business and stuff like that. So
great.
Start there. So I got in this industry actually this month 4 years ago. I had no idea what HVAC even stood for. I had no idea, you know, what I was walking into. I was working construction. I've been doing construction for a couple of years, and one of my workers said, "Hey, I'm going to go apply for this company. Blah blah blah. They're going to make this much money." And I said, "Okay, I'll see you next week when you need work." A couple months went by. He came and he's doing really well, and he said, "Look, man, this company is really great. You should give it a try." And I said, "I just had a brand new baby. That's little Bailey there. This is about that's about 4 years ago right there, and just had my little girl. Didn't really quite know what I was going to do to take care of my family and stuff like that. So I said, "Oh, you know what? I'll give it a try." Went through interviews. They really wanted me to be an installer, and I'm like, I'm too big to be an installer. I do this all the time. So I said, I want to be a technician. So they said, okay, well, we'll train you to be a technician. So 6 weeks, or it was an 8 week training with the company, and I'm out on my own. Well, the first day out on my own, you're not allowed to be late in training. So the very first day of training, I showed up late. My alarm didn't go off, kind of like today. And I almost turned around, and my wife's like, "No, just go, just see if they're gonna let you stay." And I walk in the meeting, and I'm just like this, head down, and they ended up suspending me and stuff. They didn't fire me, so I really was gonna turn around and not even show up, because they were pretty strict on that. So that was pretty cool. So accomplishments, the very first month when I'm on my own in my truck, I actually got recognized as the #1 repairman in the country. So as far as selling stuff out of my truck, I became #1 in the country my very first month. Within 2 months, I was promoted in the company as the fastest it's ever been. They've ever promoted anybody in the company. Since then, they changed the rules because I pissed everybody off. And it's one of those things where you can't hold someone back if they're being successful. I was being more successful than everybody else. They couldn't hold me back. At that point, I kind of submersed myself into this industry. I mean, I did everything from, I was on YouTube and trying to learn online, studying books, going to classes, doing everything I could. So within 6 months, I got one of the highest recognitions in the industry, which is a NATE certification. So it's for a technician, is the highest certification you can get. So at this point, I'm kind of already making my own path in the industry, and I'm kind of getting well known at this point. Within the first year in the industry, I won Airtime 500 #1 salesman in the country. Proceeded to win that the next 5 months in a row.
Next.
My next adventure, after 2.5 years at that company, I'd become known in the industry not only for my sales skills, but also my ability to teach others. So at that point, I'd been there. They just tried to change our pay plan, and I was kind of upset about it. And I just happened, one of my friends just said, "Hey, this owner of this business really wants to have breakfast with you." I said, "Okay, well, I'll have breakfast with you."
Breakfast meeting.
Breakfast meeting. So I went to breakfast with him, and I'm about ready to leave and go back home, and I'm getting my truck, and he walks up to me. He said, "Let me know when you're ready." And I said, "He never made me an offer." So next thing I know, literally the next day, me and my wife, my 2 kids are on our way to Hawaii for the first time we ever been there. I flew us out there first class. Never flew first class in my life, so that was pretty cool. So we had my son was only a couple months old at the time, my daughter, so that was a really awesome time. He put us up in a presidential suite on the North Shore of Kauai. So that was badass. Gave us a Range Rover to drive around for a week.
Wow.
And then, the next week I was wearing a new uniform, a new position, new company. So it was completely, flipped upside down. I went from just being a salesman. Now I'm the sales manager, the service manager, and I'm selling. So I'm having to wear a bunch of different hats. So that's kind of where I kind of got my footing to where I'm at now. Next one. Growth. Like I said, I became the service manager, the top salesman at the same time. So it was kind of difficult. Handling all that stuff, and also having my family at home. So without my family, without my wife taking care of the 2 kids, it's not really possible. The other cool thing is when I got in this industry, I told her day one, you're never going to have to work again in your life, and she's never going to have to work again in her life unless she wants to. The new job kind of helped me understand the industry. So, the first job I was at was the biggest company in Southern California. There's, multi-million-dollar company. They got policies in place. I mean, this place is ran to the T, okay? So when I went to this new place, it's more kind of fly by the seat of your pants. It's a little different. So I had to learn the ins and outs and dealing with the distributors, dealing with the install department, dealing with a lot of stuff I never had to deal with before. At that point, I realized, I said, look, if this guy can have a $20 million a year company, there's no reason I can't have one. So at that point, I started to pick and choose the things I liked about companies and stuff like that. And what I really liked about my first company, the structure, but also they were a little too corporate for what I liked anyway. So I was trying to pick and choose what I liked in each of them. Leap of faith. I just broke my company sales record, and I quit 5 days later.
How did they liked you?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you're an entrepreneur, you are.
You know what? It was a chance meeting. I went to my friend's pizza shop, and I was picking up a pizza. I ended up having a beer with him, talking to him, and I kind of told him what was going on. And he said, "Hey, look, I got a truck and a service truck with 2 trucks down below." He said, "I got these 2 trucks. How about we partner? You know, you do it, and I'll give you these trucks, and we'll get this thing going." 5 days later, we came up with a name, logo, trucks, and then we started the business. So I wasn't going to stay at my company and be doing things on the side, so I quit right away. We used to meet every morning. This is 7 months ago. We're meeting every morning outside of a pizza shop. Didn't have a shop, didn't have anything. So it was kind of, you know, it was hard to get people to come work for me. And I'm just saying, look, there's a vision, there's a goal, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. I kept telling people, and I said, I'm going to speak it into existence. So that's kind of what I've done. Next one. And I kind of run it my way. So, you know, my company, I've like I said, I picked and choose things I liked in this industry, and I built my company on honesty, integrity, and always doing the right thing. So, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff where I've lost money just to make sure things are right. And then also the big thing was investing. So I always put my money back into the business. And the first couple, you know, months were very difficult. I was making a lot of money, and I still had a lot of money bills. So I had the same bills, and I just went and jumped into this thing. So one thing I wish I would have done is save a little bit more money. So I was just kind of making things happen. So, you know, my big thing is investing back, the marketing, the trucks, the uniforms, making sure that my image is out there. And then also we have a bunch of giving back programs. We implemented giving back programs very early on. Within 2 months in business, I had given away a free system to Mike's, one of his clients. And that wasn't something I was planning on doing. To be honest, it almost bankrupted me at the time because it all happened at one time, and I really didn't have the money for it. So when you're first starting out, it's very hard to get credit and stuff like that with these distributors. So I'm having to pay everything out of pocket in cash. Since then, we now have we are going to be giving a free system to a new family every year. So anybody that has a needy family, every November for Thanksgiving, we're doing a full system for free. The Boys and Girls Club I showed you guys, we're going to be doing every year. We're going to clean out their systems for free because they really don't have the funding to do it. I mean, before I went there, that's the filter on the right, and that's the filter on the left. When I left there, it was 7 years they had changed since they changed the filters. The kids were getting sick. There was all these issues, and you know, I just said, look, I'm going to take care of this every year. Don't have to worry about it anymore. We sponsor, we sponsor Marina High School. We sponsor multiple youth sports, and we also sponsored Edison High School's hydrogen car, which went to state. It's pretty cool to put our logo right on the car. Next. So that's Kathy, as you can see, that's underneath her house.
Oh my Lord.
I went underneath her house and came out, but this one we did her job 5 months ago. We did AC in her house. And I always and people ask me why I want to go with me, and I say quality work. I genuinely make sure everything I'm doing is better than you're going to get from anybody else. Period. I've had my guys rip out, install it, pull it out, and redo it how I want it, because I'm not going to put my name behind something that's not the number one thing, the number one best install in the company or in the industry. Period. My employees, every employee that works for me is professionally trained, drug tested, background checked. So my guys are all, before they come in your house, you're going to make sure you're not dealing with some criminal or someone off the street, because in this industry, most people that come in your house are drug addicts or people that are just out of jail or stuff like that. So my guys, I will not hire them. I can hire great people and I can train them. So I'd rather do that than hire people that aren't good people. We spend countless hours of training. So I send my techs and my installers to every training around. Everything that I can possibly send them to, I do. Even when I'm busy, I'll have them leave work early to go to that training that night because I need them to be the best. Peace of mind. So like I said, if when you go with me, I'm not going to be the one that's going to not call you back in the middle of summer when it's 115 degrees out there. If you're a member of mine, you're a client of mine. We have a membership program. If you're a client of mine, I'm there that day. Period. If I'm not there, if I show up 2 days later, it's free. Okay, you don't pay a penny unless I can get out there. We are 5 stars on everywhere. Google, we're 25 stars at 5 stars. Yelp, we're now at 42 5 stars on Yelp in 7 months, which is really hard because they like to delete them. And they can take your reviews away. It should be at 70. So my goal by the end of the year is to get to 100 5 stars on Yelp, and then we're A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Next one. Absolute Promise. So it's a Mark Holmes Yelp review there. So we did the system at his house. So a couple people in this room have helped me out when we started out. So that's great. We have our advertisement out there. If you're not absolutely happy, it's absolutely free, and I mean it. If you're not happy, you're not paying me. It's not, my reputation is not worth your money. Period. No change orders. So when you go and I sign a contract with you and something comes up, you're not paying a penny more. I had a client about 2 weeks ago. I went out there, I sold them a new system, and I said, your electrical panel's fine, don't worry about it. Well, we go do the job. It had space on it, but it was a 40-year-old panel that only had 2 spots for 240, which I needed an extra one. So I get done with the whole install, we go to fire up, doesn't work. So the customer's at work, and I'm like, oh shoot, I told him I would have it done today. Within an hour, I have an electrician out there, and I've spent $3,000 to upgrade his panel. The customer paid nothing. Okay, I'm gonna stand behind my work no matter what. Lowest price guarantee. There's nobody in this industry that's licensed, insured, and bonded that will beat our price. It's just not possible. And then, like I said, the quality of work that we're doing, even if I install it and someone will put it in writing 3 months later, I'll match it. I'll give your money back. And we do not subcontract any work, so everybody that comes in your house works for me. Everybody's licensed, insured, and also registered with the state of California. So they have to do background checks to be able to work for me. So when you guys get someone in your house, they work for me. It's not somebody from Home Depot. Next. We just got a little recognition for being the fastest growing heating and air company in the United States. So HVAC Grow did an interview with me last week, and they kind of went on and did like a podcast about how I've grown my business and everything like that. So yeah, we are at 2.2 million in 7 months. My goal by the end of the year, in my first fiscal year, is to do 6 million in revenue. And next year, from January to December, I want to be a $20 million company. I got 17 full-time employees now. We're looking to expand to 25 probably by the end of the month. I've been trying to hire as many as I can. It's very hard to find good people. And we've also become the #1 American Standard dealer in Orange County, which is kind of crazy because I've only been with them for 4 months. This is something new that we just started offering last week. So I actually got a private label unit. So just like you go to Costco, they got Kirkland. You go to me, I got my Absolute Airflow brand. I offer American Standard and also offer my Absolute Airflow brand. It's made by Lennox, but it's branded to me specifically. And I have the, so if you look at the serial numbers, I'm the owner of the business on that, or the equipment on that. That's going to give you better prices. So I'm able to cut down the prices on it. So if someone's looking to say, hey, I got a rental property I need to get a budget unit in, I can get it in for cheaper. Okay.
That's great.
Huh?
Did it go lawful?
Hey, if you give me some skis.
Give me some skis.
And like I said, with these, we got a perfect price point, and the warranties are the same as any of my other brands. So the same as American Standard brand, it's going to give you the same warranties. They're quiet, efficient, they even look good. So like I said, they're made by Lennox. It's just with our logo and the color scheme that I choose. Things that we offer, so our phone number's up there, 833-HVAC-MAN. It's pretty easy to remember. So that you have that. We service every brand of equipment. It's only $49 for a tune-up for the heater or the air conditioner. Doesn't matter what brand it is, we'll take care of it or how old it is. We install new systems. We offer free estimates. So if you want us to come out and give you a free estimate, no problem. We install ducting, so all the new ducting throughout the house. We also do zoning, so some people that like have some rooms like 2 thermostats so they control each side of the house. We can do that also. We install water heaters, both regular and tankless. So if you guys need a tankless water heater, a regular water heater, we can do that. We remove and install attic insulation. You got rat-infested installation that Terry found. I can remove it all and then re-insulate. And we also install whole house fans. Okay. Picture up there is of me and my guys. We had our grand opening the other day. That's most of my guys. Go Country Radio is out there, so I advertise with them. So if you guys listen to Go Country, you'll hear my ads probably every day, all day for the next 3 months. So.
Oh, cool. It was him too, right?
Yeah.
Was you on the? I think I heard it too.
I was flipping the station around and all of a sudden that voice sounds familiar.
That was pretty cool advertising with them. They actually gave me free tickets to Coastal Jam next weekend, so we're going up there. Yeah, it should be fun.
How many?
Huh?
Tickets, yeah.
Who loves you, baby?
You'd be a cute date.
Yeah.
Next one. That's it. So thank you guys for listening. Like I said, if you guys have anybody that has any needs, let us know. And like I said, I'll make sure to treat them as best I can. Okay?
Questions? I got a quick one. So you're predominantly home HVAC?
Yeah, I try not to do any commercial. My bread and butter's residential.
Residential.
Yeah, because again, like I said, I have a huge client that is a large HVAC company, but it's all like apartment complexes. They don't do homes. Just wondering if there's
We do servicing on apartment complexes, stuff like that, but like not huge installs, like 20-ton units, or installing 100 units at an apartment building. It's just not what I'm looking to do because it ties up my entire company for months.
Too long.
Totally get it. But you will go above, you will do multiple units, right? Above 4. If I gave you a client
Yeah, I can do.
Mom and pop shop that own a couple of hotels and that kind of thing. Would
I
that
can
be
do
something
replacement units, but I'm not trying to do new installs. So like if they build a new building, I don't want to be stuck there waiting for the inspectors and waiting for the general contractor, and then I'm sitting there for months and it takes 90 days to get paid. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Any other questions?
Then how do you, what are some of the ways besides radio that you're getting the word out there?
I work a lot with Jim. We've been doing all these mailers, so we do direct mailers. So right now, Jim's working on 15,000 mailers for me, and I send them out, specific zip codes. And I normally target neighborhoods that are, more established neighborhoods, a little bit older, because they have more opportunity for things that need to be replaced.
Sure.
So right now we're working on that, and then I do a lot of social media. So I got thousands of followers on social media, so I use that a lot. Annoy the heck out of them. And then I do have a marketing girl that does makes our videos and stuff like that. We just shot some more videos yesterday, so we just try to keep a lot of content out there. And then pretty much any website, anything that's online, we market on. So
Who handles your social media? Facebook?
I do.
You do it all yourself.
Any other questions?
So how can we best tip you? Just like looking for people with conversations, or mention the tune-ups, or
Yeah, the tune-ups are great, and like I said, if there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. I'm not going to charge you more than $49. But if you got to bring me a system that's in terrible shape, yeah, I'm going to recommend something else. It's just most people want to wait till it's a broken down engine and they bring it in the mechanic. Can I get a tune-up? That's not how it works.
Yeah. So
I would recommend to take care of it before it's a problem, and most people don't. So it's just, and I get there and I'm like, what do you want me to do? You want me to do $49 to make everything work? It doesn't work like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. All right.
That it? Cool.
Very good.
Thank you guys.
Okay.